Hey guys, John here. Welcome back to week 2 of Inktober 2025. Last week I called it Bovine Bonanza. I think it works pretty well, so I think we'll stick with that. Right now I'm flipping through where I've been so far. So this is day 1 through 4. And we're going to jump right into day number 5. So the prompt for day 5 on the official list is deer. Now, if you know about my challenge, I'm trying to make every day a cow. And how the hell am I going to make a deer cow? Well, I stretched my definitions a little bit here. And so I'll add it at the end, but I figured, what's another way that people talk about deer? Well, I think John Deere tractors. And cows spend a lot of time on farms. And so I think a cow who is a farmer would be pretty funny. So that's what I did here. I made a little farmer cow driving a John Deere tractor. So I've, as you can see, I've drawn in the pencils, and I'm going to come through here and ink it, and you'll see how it turns out. I had initially planned for all of my cows to be a different breed. However, it didn't end up that way this week, and it is what it is. But sometimes you just have to do what you think of when you think of a cow, this black and white striped, maybe Holstein, I think it's called, just because it just fits the theme better. This tractor that I used for reference is like a super old model of tractor, as I'm sure you can tell by the looks of it. But I thought it would be cool, and it would be simple to draw. Looking at it now, I think I want to add some smoke coming out of the exhaust. And I did not do that initially. So I might do that and show it like a picture to you right here. So here you see I added my little E at the end of deer for today. Next day here, day 6, the theme was pierce. And I'm thinking, well, bow and arrow. Well, who has a bow and arrow? I thought it would be funny if I drew a little cow who was Cupid. While we're here a few minutes into the video, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about subscriptions on YouTube. I've got 100 and change, I think, subscribers, and I appreciate every single one of them. And if you're watching this video and you're not subscribed, do me a favor, hit that button. It's totally free, takes a couple seconds, and it really helps my channel a lot. I appreciate any of help that I can be given. I'm not going to force anybody to do it, but I would appreciate it if you like this kind of content. I upload 3 days a week, every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And then most Sundays, I also live stream. So if you are watching and you're not subscribed, do that. I would really appreciate it. Added some clouds here so Cupid can be flying through the sky. I thought it rounded out the bottom side of this drawing nicely. And here I put in the title. I think I had to sharpen my pencil a little bit first. There we go. We can see day 6 Pierce. Day number 7 is Starfish. I got a little carried away with this one. While in the thinking process, I was like, oh man, what can I do for a starfish? And one of the things that came up to me in my head was, what are other ways people put starfish in drawings, right? Because just drawing a starfish with a cow pattern would be kind of boring. Well, as you're going to see here in a couple seconds, I figured, why don't I add starfish as covers to the udders of a cow and turn that cow into a mermaid? So like how Ariel has her little clams covering her lady parts, we've got some starfish covering the lady parts of this mermaid cow, or I guess moo maid. And when researching cattle for this one, I found a breed that are like basically Oreo. They've got their whole front, like their front legs and their head is black. Their belly is white, and then their back legs are black. And I figured that would be nice for this specific drawing here, because it'll give me a nice definition here between the stomach, and it almost looks like it's wearing a bathing suit. So I have a lot of work to do with my white pen since the face of it is black. But I'm going to come through here and highlight things that need to be highlighted. It's kind of just floating right now, and I don't really like that. So once I finish outlining this, I'm going to actually add some background to it as well. Just to stick with the breed, I darken the tail. Now I'll add white scale marks here. And here comes the background. Nothing crazy, just simple. Some waves and, you know, some water and a few clouds in the sky. Nothing crazy, but I thought that it needed it. Moving on to day 8. I think day 8 is reckless. And so I'm thinking, what's something that's reckless? A lot of teenagers are reckless. And so I figured I would do kind of a, now I don't know if it's scene or emo or what the proper terminology is for this guy, but I figured lots of piercings, a spiky collar, a huge rostrum piercing. Do you call it a rostrum piercing on a cow? A big old nose ring. And I figured that the Highland cattle have such long hair on their heads, essentially, that I figured it would be a nice fit for this kind of look. So it would dangle his hair right in front of the face so that we can have a nice emo slash scene slash whatever the proper terminology is looking cattle. These Highland cattle can also be black, and so that's the one that I did. Not as crazy as the guy on the page previous, but I did darken a lot of it. coming through with my white pen so I can highlight some things that I kind of lost the definition to, like around the spikes on the necklace, around the nose ring. All right, day 9. Today is heavy. Now, most cows are pretty heavy, but when I think of heavy, I think of, even though I've never played the game, I think of Team Fortress 2. And so I decided I would make the heavy from TF2 into a cow, or kind of like a minotaur, I guess, because it's the body of a man with the head of a bull and the legs of a bull. And so that's what we went with. I just found some pictures of TF2 heavy, and I kind of mashed it all together. So he has like a bandolier of bullets for his Gatling gun across his chest, but I thought it would be funny, since it's a cow, instead of bullets, we put jugs of milk on it. And so that's what I've drawn in, and you'll be able to tell better when I ink it that they're milk jugs, but I thought that would be really funny. Here I go inking those milk jugs. Here comes day 10. Day 10 is sweep. And when I think of sweep, I think of janitor. And I thought it would be funny if I did muskox, which are cold weather oxen. Like they have very, very long, almost to the ground fur. And I thought it would be funny if one of those was a janitor and he used himself as a mop. So that's what I did. I've got him kind of standing with a little wet floor sign in front of him, and he's cleaning the floor with himself. To make sure these bubbles stand out, I had to darken his whole body, which I don't think went too bad. His fur is all kind of going down in that straight down direction, so I can just scribble it in one direction and it'll hold nicely for me. And then I darken the water horizontally so that it doesn't blend with his fur that's going vertically. I think the bubbles stand out nicely. And day 11, this is final day of the week, is sting. Obviously, I went with kind of a bee wasp kind of deal. I guess I could have also done the wrestler sting, but I thought that the bee wasp kind of deal worked better for me. And so I thought just a bee was kind of boring. As you can see here, I mean, it works, and I've got something dripping from it, but I thought maybe if the little bit dripping from it is milk, maybe he's dripping it into a bowl of cereal so that he can fill the bowl with some milk from his stinger. And so that's what I decided on. So I'll come through here and ink it. And the bowl of cereal is actually a little bit of a challenge, trying to make it look like it was full of cereal, and be able to tell what it was instead of just a bunch of random scribbles. And I think I did a pretty good job. You can see I put a couple Cheerio shaped things in there, and then the rest of it is just kind of random scribbles, but I think it turned out pretty well. That'll do it for this week of Inktober. So we're going to flip through here all the days I've done so far. If you enjoyed this video, thank you for watching, first of all. If you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you like stuff like this, hit the bell so you can get notified whenever I post. Leave a comment, tell me which day's your favorite so far. I'd love to know. Or if you've got suggestions, if you know what the prompts are, you can look them up online. If you have suggestions for future prompts that have to do with cattle, that would be great. Thank you so much. I love to have your guys' input. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.